So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Elevate. I hope everyone is having an amazing time. I don't know who that is that needs to be muted, but we have been experiencing this as guests in other sessions because everyone is not coming in muted. So that's the other thing, Cindy, if behind the scenes it's possible to bring people in muted, that will help us a ton. Okay. That being said, let's get started. I want to do a round of introductions first. I am Sam Powell. I am out of Chicago, Illinois. And because we are also participating in this, let's get to know each other. Let's figure out where to send some amazing referrals to each other across the country. One of the things I'm going to ask each of our participants that are going to join us on stage today is, please, I'm going to start with you, Susan, but if you'd please give us your name, your network, how long you've been a realtor, and how long you've been with Women's Council, and tell us who your ideal client is, and do it quickly so we can get into some real conversation.
So Susan Nicholson, I am from the West Valley of Phoenix, Arizona. I've been a realtor for 20 years. I've been involved with the Women's Council since 2017. My ideal referral client in Arizona right now is anybody who needs to sell a house. I would like those. Thank you.
And being prepared as always, let's head right to you, Heather.
It helps if I unmute myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Heather Haas, also known as Sunshine. I am out of the Dayton, Ohio region. I have been a realtor now for 5.5, going on 6 years. I have only been a part of WCR since last July after Sam and Sylvia pinned me down and was like, you're going to join. It's a very expensive day because I joined President's Circle that day too. And my ideal referral client is somebody who's prepared and also somebody who is ready to sell as well.
Awesome. And next I've got Renee, please.
Hey, thanks. It's Renee Roque from Six Flags Magic Mountain here in Santa Clarita, suburb of Los Angeles. I've been a licensed realtor for 6 years. I've been in Women's Council for 6 years. Thank you so much. And my ideal client is everybody, anybody. I agree with Susan with that, but we just got a VA buyer in, first time home buyer in. So everybody, we'd love to help. So thank you.
Awesome. Moving right along, let's hear from Katie, please. And then we'll end with you, Jennifer, not because you were the last one to come into the room, but because you were the last one to join us in the green room. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Chaffin. I am the social media chair for Las Vegas. My ideal client, or actually I've actually been a realtor for a little over 3 years. And my ideal client, I have to piggyback off of Renee as well. I'll take anybody and everybody. You can give me your difficult, your good ones, whatever, just because I am just starting out. So if you guys have anything you guys need in Las Vegas, I'm your girl.
Awesome. Jennifer.
I am Jennifer Gertis, and I am the state president of Colorado, which this is the first state network that has launched in Women's Council in 10 years or more. My ideal client is anybody who has a house to sell and wants to buy, but I love first-time home buyers.
Awesome. And what I love about that is just the spectrum of individuals that we have on the stage with us, right? Not only the history that you've been in the industry in Women's Council, but sort of what you're up to. Like Susan very clearly focusing on listings, which obviously, I have a shared mindset there. But let's talk a little bit about being mobile, being in your business, and how that sort of plays together. So let's stay in that same rotation, right? So now that you know your order, friends and family, it's very Brady Bunch over here on my side. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you fit into the completely paper to completely paperless, right? So do you have manila folders stacked up on your desk like Jolie Waldeck when I visit her in her Zoom rooms, or are you 100% paperless like the Sam Powell in the meter spectrum, right? So paper, paperless, where do you fall, Susan?
I'm a 90%er. All critical documents for transactions and communications are digital. I do not like to read on digital devices as I go to bed. So those things are printed onto paper, and there are manila files for what I read on paper.
All right, interesting. All right, I love it. And what I want to be very clear about in this conversation, people, is it's not about judgment. It's just where are we in where we want to be in playing in this space. Let's head over to you, Sunshine.
I would definitely probably be around 70%, just because with a lot of state rules and stuff, we have to have a lot of paper files. So I have to print out a lot of different things, and it's a mess, but it's okay. But everything else that I could do digital, amazing. But I have that option otherwise.
Cool. Right to you, Renee.
Being 55, and I say that because I'm still in a home now in a community that's 55 and over. So I love paper. I used to love paper, but now I can't stand it. I actually was saying to my husband the other day, how did I exist with only one screen? So I have the two screens and I look and I'm my eyesight. So I love to look at the contracts online in the big screen. So I would say 95% of what I'm doing is digital, and I actually keep physical files downstairs. But recently I've had my senior client who does nothing digitally, who wants all the paper. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I'm out of my comfort zone with that, but I love to have it all online and digitally accessible.
Right. Well, I think that one of the for sure underlying lessons here is, let's face it, paper is muscle memory. We could easily always go back to a paper world. It's getting into and remaining comfortable in the digital space. Let's send the mic to you, Katie.
Me personally, I'm about 95%. Everything I do is from my phone. I don't carry business cards. I have a QR code for my business card, which I actually learned from Sam and Jolie. Also, too, any notes that I take or any kind of like buyer consultations, listing consultations is all on my iPad with my iPad pencil. So I would say even like a 98%, but I'm mostly digital for the most part.
Hey, awesome. While you were talking about that, what are you using on your iPad to keep your notes in? What application is that for you?
I do Notability. So like I could organize it by categories, folders, everything, color coded, make it highlighted. I could do all the sorts. So honestly, that's my favorite app so far.
All right. So like digital scrapbooking. I love it. Jennifer, to you, please.
So I am a little more old school. I'm about probably 50% paper, 50% digital. So I am a little more flexible with the older generation that is not necessarily digital, but I'm also there with the younger people that are all digital.
Nice. That's awesome. And those of you that know me know that I'm 100% paperless, and I won't even leave a restaurant with the receipt. Like, we will take a photo of the receipt in like a receipt catcher kind of app and then leave the paper there. But we all already know, never leave the second one there. Always take that second one with you. Never leave anything behind that can be edited or modified. Anyway, that's just a side commercial nugget. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about, right, we were out in mobile for years, right? We're attending conferences, we're visiting family and friends, and then we sort of had this lockdown experience, but not to dwell on that too much. But thinking about the first trip you ever took, like, so you're a realtor and you decide you need a vacation, good gracious. And so you take a vacation and that experience. And then fast forward to like where you are now in your career, and you guys are familiar with this question, so I'm just going to spell it out for the audience. I want to get a sense of, how has that journey been different from you from when you first started and took a vacation to now? And like, tell me a little bit about how that's worked for you in your journey. And we're going to lead you off with Susan, of course.
All right. So 20 years ago, I was responsible for murdering an entire forest every time I would take a vacation. All of these manila folders would stay with the agent who was covering my book of business. But because I live with paranoia as it comes to my real estate transactions, I would go to a copy machine. I would make copies of every piece of paper. So 2 times the trees were dying. And I had my own little like suitcase where all the transaction stuff would come with me. And so that was what it looked like 20 years ago. Now I'm happy to say none of that comes with me. Packing is a whole lot lighter. I am much more friendly on the trees out there in our earth. And I use Transaction Desk. So Transaction Desk is supplied by Arizona Realtors as transaction management form. And I use OneNote and I use Rocketbooks. And so everything that I need is accessible to me digitally.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Sunshine?
So I would say about 4 years ago, I went on my first like real vacation, like as I've been in real estate, with a bunch of real estate strangers I never met. Like, we were in a Facebook group and I was on a week-long cruise. And I basically had to make sure I connected at every port and make sure, the business was going through and everything. Now I have better systems. I've learned better systems, and I'm able to leave my business a little bit like at the door, and they're still able to get a hold of me if they desperately need me. But I have I usually have a newer agent that I've mentored that helps me with my business while I'm gone, and I'm paying a decent price to help me with my business. So that's my biggest thing. Otherwise, just our plain old text messaging, video messaging, and stuff like that. Dotloop is a huge help. And then also Google Drive if we really need to, do some documents.
The new FTP server. Got it. The other thing I love about the layer of your story is, helping someone else, a newer agent, like mentoring and being there for a newer agent, knowing that you are well organized and you have all your ducks in the row before you leave on your vacation, your cruise, but being able to gift the opportunity to somebody who benefits from it more than if you had me look over your business while you were gone, right? So I love that layer of it. If everyone would be more mindful of that gifting opportunity and paying them their value so that they're a part of the conversation and growth. Renee, off to you, please.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. So I'm a solo agent, and I can definitely say in the beginning, I did not want to go anywhere, nowhere. Did not want to go because it seemed like when you're gone, you create more work for yourself when you get back. Am I alone?
No, not at all. Yeah.
I can say recently, last summer, we went to Leadership 360, and I was able to go with multiple transactions at one time. You just get into a system of, first of all, having a great TC who you trust and a broker who's watching your back on the paperwork. And I felt so comfortable to be able to go, and I did. And every morning I woke up with my things to do, check the phone. I would caution sometimes if you have clients who are kind of sensitive about your time and wanting to know where you are at all time, watch what you put on social media just to make sure that, I thought you were here for me. No, make sure they know that you are always there for them. I touch base with my clients every morning. This is today, this is what's going on, blah, 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 every morning. And a lot of that I do from my phone, from my BombBomb, from my library of videos that I've created, sometimes because I love the personal touch. But I have a video pretty much in my BombBomb library for every scenario of the transaction. In case I can't reach you when I need to reach you, I can pop you a video in and say, hey, guess what? We funded. Hey, guess what? The buyer's EMD is in. So a nice thing that I've been working on that for years, and I would recommend it for anyone just to give that personal touch.
Yeah, that's amazing, Renee. And that's a lot to unpackage right there, right? So think about the templates, the email templates that we're using, templated forms that we're using. If you listen to some of the presentations Jolie and I give about using our smartphones for text replacement templates so that you're not retyping the same text again and again and again. Renee has taken that to the next level and has created that with her videos. And it's just genius and brilliant. And I'm going to touch a little bit more about her being a solo agent and how that impacts our business when we are solo agents. We're going to throw the mic over to Katie for now. Thanks, Katie.
Yeah. So with me personally, just because I have just been starting out, I did just start a team this year as well. So I haven't been able to set the vacation momentum just yet, but right now I'm in the segue to probably take a vacation. I was actually supposed to go next week, but now I have the systems in place with a good CRM. I use Boomtown. I've used Follow Up Boss in the past. And a big point for me has been widgets on my phone. I don't know if Droid specifically has it, but my calendar on my front page, my to-do list on my front page, and reminders on my front page has been a game changer for me. So it's accessible to me anywhere, at any time. So then I have my teammates just kind of go out and do all the miscellaneous stuff if I were to take a vacation. But widgets.
Fantastic. When you do take your vacation, because we're going to work on that language, no more buts, and when you take your vacation. And on your home screen, I also hope that the wallpaper behind all your widgets is something inspiring and a reminder to you about your big why. That would be my other layer.
My screensaver.
Perfect. I was expecting nothing less from you, Katie. Jennifer, over to you, please.
So I implemented two big things that helped me utilize my time to where I could go whenever I need to. I started mentoring. I'm right there with Sunshine. I started mentoring, and they do my open houses, any of my showings that I'm not able to physically be here for, and then I just do the contracts. However, I also hired a transaction coordinator who does everything for me. And those are the two things that help me take my vacations and not have to stress.
Oh, that's awesome. What I love about everyone's experience is, you're on your own journey and your own path, right? And at some point you're stretched too thin and you need a vacation. So how do you implement a solution? The first vacation I recall taking was back in the day of Blackberries. That's the only way that I can sort of pinpoint it. It had the little ball in the middle. Anyone else was addicted to that little ball. And I had replacement balls for obvious reasons because you can't have it checked down. Anyway, mine was a cruise. My first vacation away was a cruise. And I legit remember holding my little Blackberry, watching the no friends that came to see us away from the port back in that day, and just watching the bars go 4, 3, 2, one, and then stress, like just a little bit of instant stress. Now I had, for sure I had over prepared the person who was watching my business, and I was a solo agent at the time. And I highly recommend that all of us have a partner in crime, like have a buddy before you have a team. If you don't have a team, have a buddy who watches your business, is there on call if you get sick, who's willing to take your buyers out because you have it organized on a day so you don't miss a beat with someone. I highly recommend Women's Council being sort of your tribe for that. It makes a world of difference if it's someone you already know and trust enough to be dangerous with your business. Because if I can recommend anything, it's self-care for the win. And now I can take my business with me much more comfortably. Okay, let's move on to our next question. And Jennifer kind of touched on it just a little bit. So we'll have you add another layer if you want to, but what are your top most two recent solutions that you've implemented in your business? And then we'll talk a little bit more about how that empowers you. And we're going to lead off with Susan because it's just so much easier for me.
So RPR Mobile. I love the mobile app for RPR. I do geographic farming. And so at Geo Farming events, I have a market activity report, and that cell phone number is golden. Like email, everybody deletes it. But if I can get your cell phone number, I am so in your brain. And so I love to just text off little market activity reports from RPR Mobile. People want to know what this house looked like, what that house looked like. There's curiosity, there's conversation. And RPR Mobile makes me look like a rock star. The second piece that I use is a Panda Planner. It is a smart paper planner, I would say. It's erasable, it's reusable, so you only need to buy one of them, and it is how I move my life forward, and I don't get sucked into just accomplishing daily tasks. I actually am moving forward on my path and my journey of where I want to be in leadership in this industry. And also it helps me not completely neglect my family and myself. And so there's some accountability, there's some planning that goes into it. And then all of it gets photographed and it ends up in my OneNote, and that is in my pocket in my cell phone.
Love it. And do you have a burner phone or just one singular phone?
Just one singular phone.
And do you have a tablet as well that's often with you as a secondary device?
Surface Pro.
Surface Pro. Okay, no judgment. Surface Pro. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's throw it over to you, Sunshine.
I was a little concerned why you were asking her if she had a burner phone. Like, Susan, what are you into here? Like,
I have a burner phone. I'll explain after Jen fills us in.
Okay, so a few of the things that I've recently really started implementing into my business. One, I like to do videos. I like to have fun and stuff like that. It can be time consuming to think about that every day. I have ADHD. Like, I am all over the place. So I'm really big into batch recording. And that's one of my biggest pieces of advice. If video is overwhelming to you, batch record. Just create a list of content, and you can Google content, by the way, and I could go into a whole rant about that. You can Google content to make, and then just have it so you can post it every day. Especially, I'm really big on TikTok. I have started making, I'll spend an hour or two making a bunch of videos, and now I'm posting it every single day, which helps build my audience. And then the other thing is finding a mentor and or CPA to help you run your business like a business, because that is unfortunately something I'm still catching up on, because it's crazy. And there are almost no guides out there. Like, everybody talks about business planning, but it's all about goals and stuff. It's not about taking pictures of your receipts and how to set up LLCs, S corps and stuff like that. So that would be my next thing to tell you.
Awesome. Renee, how about you?
Yes, sure. So my phone is my mobile office, and my things that I love are the BombBomb. And I agree with Sunshine. You can be anywhere. I have libraries of videos on my phone. I have 30,000 videos on my phone, which, it just gives me anxiety to try to figure out how to get them off, but that's another whole completely different topic. And when you find something that you love, you can always repurpose it, or you can just create on these things. These little computers are amazing. Make albums that, if you're busy and you don't have time for today, just have an album that says videos to post about whatever. And as long as you feel comfortable with that, use it and keep it and get it out there. My CRM, I've been working on really diligently for, I would say, a solid year. And so I've created workflows, like I said, that will it has videos in them and it's very time consuming, takes a lot out of you. But once you get it automated, automate, eliminate things that you don't need to do, and delegate things away that you shouldn't be doing at the time. Those are the three things I've been trying to do in my business, and keeping the personal touch. So I love the BombBomb. I use a CRM called Revolve. It's huge, it's robust, but you spend time doing it and then you only have to do it once.
Well, Renee, I want to keep you for just a hot second. Will you go a little bit deeper for us? Because since I've known you, which hasn't been a heck of a long period of time, but it feels like forever, right? Like it's really awesome how quickly you can connect with someone. But will you share with us like how hard or easy it was for you to get into this rhythm that we clearly have seen you grow into? Will you talk to us just a little bit about how that journey was for you and how we can get out of our own way, like you clearly have found a way to do? You're muted, kiddo.
How did I do that? Sorry, I don't know how I did that. It's because of great people like you, great people like Fiona Tessera, our California State Liaison, who's celebrating her birthday today. They reached out and they believed in me and said, hey, I think I see something. Why don't you do this for me? And she asked me to be part of, actually at heart, I'm a perfectionist and I care a lot about what other people think of me. So Fiona put me in the position of social media chair. I had to get out. I had to take a chance. I had to get out in front of the world, make mistakes, had to say, I don't care what anybody thinks about me or if they know that I'm scared right now, but I am really scared, but I'm going to do it. And once I started doing it, okay, I made a mistake in front of millions of people. So what? Okay, you made a mistake. So what? And in doing those things, I really think that I started just to grow into who I am, Sam, and just said, hey, I'm not perfect. This is who I am. I can't care about this video. And if I say something wrong or if, my hair's not perfect, get over yourself, Renee. Get over yourself. You're just trying to be too much of a perfectionist. So I think it's the opportunity that I was given from California and from National and now from you, Sam. I just kind of just get over myself and just do it. Just do it. No one's perfect. So
we're so proud of you. We're so proud of you. And thanks for being vulnerable and sharing that it really is our own fears and self-doubt and all of those layers that we know that they are, but hearing each other share about it, I think is an important layer that we should, make sure to continue to uncover. I'm going to throw the mic over to you, Katie. Take it away. You're muted, love.
So I want to kind of piggyback off Renee just for like a quick second, is that I'm the same exact way when it comes to perfection and videos and stuff like that. Because with social media, especially with TikTok, it's really, really hard to not step out of that. But one quote I want to leave, especially because I know we're cutting down on the minutes, is progress is always better than perfection. Is just making sure that it gets out there. And I wanted to make sure I said that quote before we left. One big thing that's changed my business has been a TC. TC was a game changer in my business, getting systems in place, having them take over so I can talk base with my clients and stuff. But overall, TC and then making sure I at least get the content out there. I look back on it, I'm like, I'm going to regret this all the way around. But ultimately, it's out there. We got it done. And that's always just the step forward. So if you're scared to move forward and do the videos and stuff like that too, just get it out there. People really do appreciate the vulnerability for sure. So I commend Renee big time.
Absolutely, both of you. You're my two standouts like that. I aspire because I'm still that big chicken. I kid you not. And perfection is one of the layers. And just not having the confidence to do it. I owe a video to Fort Lauderdale right now, and Fort Myers, sorry, and I still haven't done it. It's the stupidest thing to have this self-talk conversation every day, but I still haven't done the video, and I owe it to them, right? We're all human beings, and we're all in it together. I'm gonna throw the mic over to you, Jennifer, and then whoever wants to take the mic. It doesn't have to be in order, but we're down to 4 minutes. So I want you to share best piece of advice you got from someone that changed your business. And Jen, you can take this wherever you want, however you want to close out your time.
The main thing that I feel really elevated my business was ninja selling. It's relationship-based selling. And I think that was a game changer for me because when I started real estate, I was like, I am not a salesperson. I don't know what I'm doing. This is ridiculous. I was introduced to that program and it has been a game changer for my business. And it has made me get more involved with Women's Council as well, because relationships like you, Sam, and other people across the country where I feel like, I've known you my whole life, I feel like, Jen, it just puts you at a different level of relationship with people.
And I think you can ask more harder questions quickly with each other, right? You can, peel back the layers of the onion and just really get to some real hard talk, right? So people always think I came out of my mom's womb with this confidence. And as I just shared with you, I still don't have the confidence to do simple videos saying I'm coming to your area soon and maybe come sign up for the event. So we're, be relatable and be a human being, but yeah, find your tribe, because I can text message Jen on a bad day and she will uplift my spirits like no other, and so we
And
need
vice
those kids in
versa.
our lives, and vice versa. Text me anytime if you need some sarcasm. I promise to
Absolutely.
get something over to you. So who raise your hand for me? Who wants the mic next? Susan, go ahead, please. And then we'll go Heather and Renee, apparently in order. I love you, ladies. Go ahead.
Oh, here we
Close it
go.
out.
Are you uncomfortable? That is the question to ask yourself every single day, because if you are comfortable, nothing is changing. Change and growth happens outside of your comfort zone. I challenge you, start your day and make yourself uncomfortable today.
Sam, it's really funny that you say like you have the confidence to do things, because like you're definitely somebody I look to that's unapologetically herself. And so that's probably one of my big pieces of advice: be unapologetically yourself. And also something that I have been told, and I tell a lot of people, just do it. Whatever it is, just do it. You have to get it started and you have to go, because everybody starts somewhere. As Renee was saying about video and stuff and how she felt weird about different things like that, they're like, oh, my voice sounds weird, I look funny, and like you overdo it and you overthink it. Guess what? That's what you look like. That's what you sound like. Like, just do it.
Yeah, I just have to say in the chat, like, it's amazing, the conversations, the blowing up, thanks for being so real and so honest and open with everyone. That obviously makes a difference. Renee, please, we're literally down to the wire here. You guys, take it over.
Okay, Corey Mendoza, who trains us here in California, said once, what you tolerate, you encourage. And I said, oh my gosh, what I tolerate, what I encourage. So if I let clients text me at 6 in the morning and I respond, I'm encouraging them to continue to do that. 11 o'clock, if I respond, no, it's okay not to respond. I am a professional and I have a lot to offer and to learn that I'm really we are really, transactions that we're handling for these people are humongous. It's okay to take time and say no and have boundaries. So that's
awesome.
That's my word.
Awesome. Yeah, it is 11:30. And so I suspect that our staff is going to take over at any time. But before they do, Katie, say whatever you can until they kick us off of here.
I think starting out with me, with like where I strive for perfectionism and stuff, is fail forward. So ultimately, if you do something and you feel like you are not doing good at it, you're going to move forward and everything shall pass. The happiness shall pass. The bad times will pass. Everything shall pass. So making sure you keep a positive mindset throughout the whole entire process as well. So if you're failing forward, just know that it'll pass. You'll be just fine and you'll make it work.
Also, well, they're clearly not kicking us out of the room. So please
Yes,
go ahead.
I'm kicking you out.
Here she is. Oh, it's coming.
Sorry.
Yeah,
We'll have to do
There's
another
here.
I was milking it to the very last drop. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please enjoy the rest of your sessions, and please, please, please share what you're learning and enjoying in your sessions. Let's get more people to these in the upcoming years, and let's get people to mid-year and to national by participating and sharing with one another. Thank you so much. Give your referrals to each other. We love you. Cindy, any closing things we need? Or
Thank you.